we're talking about, the big news. It leads our daily fuel. In case you had not heard, the one and only Michael Jordan and NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin are starting a NASCAR Cup team. Jordan's going to be the majority owner. Denny will continue to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing. And the driver that Denny and MJ have chosen is none other than Bubba Wallace. The name, number, sponsor, and other details are going to be announced at a later date. So Michael Jordan was quoted as saying this: "Growing up in North Carolina, my parents would take my brothers, sisters, and me to the races, and I've been a NASCAR fan my whole life. The opportunity to own my racing team in partnership with my friend Denny Hamlin and to have Bubba Wallace driving for us is very exciting for me. Historically, NASCAR has struggled with diversity, and there have been few black owners. The timing seemed perfect as NASCAR is evolving and embracing social change more and more. Now, in addition to the recent commitment and donations I've made to combat systemic racism, I see this as a change to educate a new audience and open more opportunities for black people in racing." Denny released this statement detailing his relationship with Michael Jordan, the Jordan brand, going back 11 years. He said deciding on a driver was easy. It had to be Bubba Wallace. All right, if there's one person that transcends all sports, it's Michael Jordan. So what does it do to have Michael Jordan part of the sport?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's one of the most iconic sports figures there's ever been, a huge name around the world, and a smart businessman. So, I mean, this only adds tremendous value to NASCAR. Obviously, his stance on diversity, that's going to only impact the sport positively. You see what Bubba Wallace and his stance he's been taking. I mean, this is a perfect match, in my opinion. And, yeah, I mean, what huge news. I'm still kind of blown away that they were able to pull this all together as quickly as they did.
You know, you mentioned that he transcends sports. And I guess for me, when I think Michael Jordan, right, I'm not the biggest basketball fan in the world just because I don't know a lot about the game. But when I was a kid, I made a point to watch Michael Jordan. I would turn the TV on. I would watch it. I knew exactly what he was doing. Those were the games that I cared about. Now to have a guy that's as big of a figure as Michael Jordan joining NASCAR, joining the sport, I think that's huge for the sport. When I look at Michael, I consider him what I would say a worldwide A-lister. And I don't know that we've had, and I'm not going to say this just because Jeff is standing there, I don't know that we've had a worldwide A-lister in our sport since Jeff left. And that's not to knock anybody else, but you were doing Saturday Night Live and all the cool stuff like that. Michael Jordan is somebody that everybody who watches sports or doesn't even watch sports can recognize, and that's a big deal.
Certainly, but it's not the first time that an athlete from another sport has been involved in NASCAR, and it's not the first time that a Hall of Famer, you take a look at some of these guys, right? Huge resumes, Hall of Famers in their own sports. You've got Troy Aikman, Roger Staubach, Dan Marino, Brett Favre. But Jeff, certainly when you look at even these names and great resumes, as I mentioned, but Michael Jordan is really at another level of excitement.
Well, he is, and it's because he's Michael Jordan, but also I think the timing lines up here. We talk about the pandemic and how tough it's been, but there are some positives that come out of it too. This is one of those positives because I don't know that this deal gets put together without the pandemic and some of the things that are going on within the sport that make this sport attractive to bring in somebody like Michael Jordan, to put Denny Hamlin involved in this ownership, and then also what's going on around the country, around the world on diversity and equality brings Bubba Wallace right into this thing.
Certainly.
I'm just curious to see if Denny, back when he struck up this friendship and relationship with Michael, do you think he ever imagined in his wildest dreams that they would be owning a race car and that they would be starting a race team together? That's going to be pretty special for them when they get to Daytona. And as friends, they've got a race car on the track with Bubba Wallace. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Daytona, right? The Daytona 500, hoping that fans are there so that they can experience what it'll be like to have Michael Jordan on the grid down there with Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin getting ready to make this start.
And I love that Michael is a race fan. I mean, he's been around racing. He's raced a little bit himself on two wheels. So he gets how challenging it is. So he's realistic about this too. And then for Denny, I think this is a dynasty play for Denny. Denny's been a tremendous race car driver. He's just missing that championship. Is it going to come this year? Is this going to be the Denny Hamlin year? Kevin Harvick has something to say about that. But I just think that this is a move that takes him long into the future, shows what he thinks and how he feels about his future in NASCAR once he leaves behind the wheel of the car.
It is a big deal for him, certainly. Big day for Bubba Wallace as well, who released this statement on social media last night. Proud to announce that Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin are teaming up to start a Cup team in 2021, and I'm wheeling it. This is a unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I believe is a great fit for me at this point in my career. I'm grateful and humbled that they believe in me, and I'm super pumped to begin this adventure with them. sign of the horns be a W.
For more great NASCAR on Fox content, subscribe to our channel. It's somewhere right around here.